Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. Just checking off my to-do list, and we're down to Granny Fudge, which is a very important part of any Christmas celebration here. We get Granny Fudge very few times a year, and Christmas is definitely one of them. Sometimes we work it in just some other random time when we say, boy, we sure would like to have some Granny Fudge.
Not very
Mama,
often.
so what have you got going on there? You got a buttered 9 by 13.
9 by 13 dish butter.
Okay.
And it's ready for...
Ready to roll. You read the rules, Mama?
Yeah.
Okay, Mama, you're going to need 6 cups of sugar.
Okay, I'm going to get 6 cups of sugar right now.
And a dash of salt.
We'll put that dash in there.
Dash of salt.
That's enough dashing. 2.
Full of dash. How big is a dash? Okay, a dash of salt. 1 large can of evaporated milk. Or cream.
4.
6. 5.
6. You're going to get beat to death.
6 cups of sugar, Mama, and a dash of salt. 1 large can of cream or evaporated milk is what you all call it. That's Mama putting in a whole can of evaporated milk into 6 cups of sugar, a dash of salt. Now, Mama, the rules say here, that's it. And you boil it together until it forms a hard ball in water. Now, someone asked me the other night, and I told them I'd try to get the answer. Theirs was real hard, so they overboiled it.
Yes, it was cooked too much. I get my ball, I guess it's maybe, I think it's like a softball, but it says in the recipe it's hard ball. But mine will stay soft most of the time, all the way up till it's gone, you know.
Yeah.
So that's, you boil it too much. Some people on the candy thermometer puts it on a certain amount, but I've never done that. I've
got a candy thermometer in there.
I just check it in cold water, and when it feels like a good ball, not real hard, not real, just you can work it up, make a little ball. So now I'm going to the stove. I've got the sugar mixed up, and I'm going to the stove and cook it.
So, do you not put vanilla or nothing in that?
Not right now.
Okay, so folks, in this
And then
pot,
mine don't call for vanilla. This don't. It just...
so in this pot is 6 cups of white granulated sugar, a dash of salt, and 1 large can of evaporated milk. That's all that's in there.
And then I'm going to put it over here and start cooking. And
Mama's going to go to the stove with it, and she's going to start boiling it. And Mama, how long you let it boil till
it's just the corn. It sticks really
until it forms a hard ball in water? So we'll tell you how many minutes it is on our stove, but that's going to be whatever your stove is. So we'll see. So give me just a second. We'll get over there to the stove once it starts boiling. It hasn't even started yet. We'll let you know how long it takes. So we'll be back in just a second. Don't go nowhere. Okay, so it's come to a boil, and Mama's over here, and she's getting ready to check it for the hard ball or soft ball stage. I don't know which it's called, but you drip a little bit in there, and then you see if you can make a ball out of it.
It's not near ready.
Not near ready, she said. But you don't want to let this scorch, so you have to stir it constantly. Sugar will scorch.
I'll take it now.
Sugar will scorch. Just going to turn it down a little bit because you don't want it to boil over. You just want it to keep boiling. You want to keep it at that consistent. And you can use a candy thermometer, but this one really didn't tell us what temperature to put it at. Grannies don't. So she's just going to try when she gets she calls it soft ball, but the recipe says hard ball, but she don't let it get to the hard ball. She stops it at the soft ball, and that keeps the fudge good and soft for much longer. It'll stay soft as long as you have it. Now it's been over here boiling for getting hot for about 8 minutes. But it has been boiling. Mama's just been watching it and stirring it pretty constantly. But you want to notice that when it starts boiling, you can kind of tell what it's doing. And then she will test it for the, you see how it's kind of on her spoon? Hold it up there, Mama, and see if they can see that. You see how it's not ribbing yet? It's just dripping. She'll know when it starts kind of forming a sticky, gooey ribbon that it's getting there. Won't you, Mama?
I hope so. Sometimes I don't care. You can make it, and still make a flop. It's not the end of the world if you mess it up.
Or if it don't turn out perfect. But
as my husband says, don't worry about it. We'll eat it with a spoon. That's what he thought. It was all right, no matter what it was.
Now it's starting to hold together, but it ain't yet ready to make the soft ball, is it, Mama?
No, and I ain't doing no good with my left hand. Feel it. See, it's a getting there.
We have that little wad of peanut butter, and I'll show them up close.
But
see, it's getting there. It's you can hold it together, and it makes that little ball, and that's what you're looking for. So that means it's almost ready. But see, it's still soft and pliable, and that's what you're looking for. Stir, Mama, stir.
Oh, I was not doing my job.
No, and it was boiling over. Getting ready to jump the pan.
No, we can't have it jumping no pans.
So now she's got some fresh water. This is just sink water, tempered water, cold. And she's going to turn the heat down just a little bit so it don't boil over.
It's going to be all right.
And then she's going to test. See how it's starting to ribbon up there?
You see when it goes in there. Ooh, didn't mean to do that.
I started saying, Mama, you putting water in there?
No, I don't want that. It's still not hardly there.
Not quite, but yet not far.
It's a getting there. You can tell the difference already. Get this piece and rub it and you can tell. It's a getting
See, it's forming together a little bit better. And you can tell that it's at the softball. I would call that the softball stage right there. See how it's getting there? It tastes like toffee.
It's just sugar and cream and dash of salt.
So, Mama, what's the difference between what we just seen and what you call softball?
That's more or less a softball, like that. But I'm gonna let it cook just a 2-3 minutes.
Because the recipe says hardball.
Yeah.
So total time now has been
47 to now.
from 47 minutes to
13, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. It's been getting. That's from the
Cold stage.
From cold to this has been 15 minutes. But now you can't go with that time and say, well, she said boil it 15 minutes, because that's not what we're saying, because your stove may be different. It could be hotter. It could boil quicker.
And kettles make a big difference.
And your kettle makes a huge difference. This is a thick bottom kettle.
This is a 5-ply stainless steel bottom.
And if you're doing it in copper, that's going to make a big difference.
This is my cookbook.
Hold it and let's see the ribbon so they'll know. See the difference? It's not just dripping. It's got a...
It says, when you do like this, on jellies and things, if the two join together into one, it's about that.
Yeah. And what she's talking about is the two ribbons. So hold it up, Mama, there. So see how those two, that's when they join together to make one, it's ready. That one's still dripping 2 drips. Hope y'all can understand what we're saying there on that. That's a little hard to see.
Let's go for it.
You want to check it often, because it just takes a minute for it to get too thick, too hard. Literally seconds.
You can see this one's.
Is that in a better shape, Mama?
Yeah, see how it made the...
Yeah. See, it's making a firmer ball. And that would be getting closer to the hard ball stage. It's still soft and still pliable, but you can just tell the difference in the thickness of it.
So that was 47, that's 13, and 4, 17. I'm going to let it boil another minute or so.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going to take her up.
You going to test it one more time?
Yeah, I've got my cold water ready.
You want to pour that out every time and start with more cold water. Because if you don't, you won't know the old from the new.
Okay, that's another minute.
Try it again, Mama.
See how
Oh, yeah, it's pulling together really quick now as soon as she drops it in the cold water. The cold water just cools it down quick, and this is what you're going to have when you put your peanut butter in it and you get it done.
See how a big lump come up?
See, she didn't have to pull it together, try to just come up one big time. So it's getting more to the hardball stage.
And I think that'll keep it soft the whole time. You can see how it's going into form.
See how much bigger and how it just came together instantly. So she's going to turn it off. And let's go over here and add some peanut butter. So here's the pot. See, it's still boiling. She just brought it over from the stove.
And it calls for one stick of butter, right?
Mama, it says 1 large can of creamy, and it don't say butter. It just says sugar.
Right on down the line.
Oh. Then add 1 stick of butter and 16 ounces of peanut butter.
Okay, this is the butter I greased the pan with, so it just in the pan. So that's 1 stick of butter. I used it for the pan and the stick in here. So that's.
Let me have that butter knife, and I'll start this peanut butter for you.
Okay.
And this is 1 jar of peanut butter just open. We use Jif. That's the brand of our choice, and you use creamy.
If you want it nutty, use crunchy.
It's our say, unless you want nuts in it, and you can definitely use
the brand of peanut butter you like.
And you can definitely use the.
As my great nephew says, that I like brand name stuff because I'm picky on certain things.
But not on other things.
Yeah. Peanut butter I'm picky on.
Ketchup I'm picky on. Peanut butter definitely. And you use this whole jar. 16-ounce jar. I don't know if y'all can see or not. I hope I'm not in your way. I'm trying not to be, but it's hard to
do both.
Mm-hmm.
One lady told me, said, I made that fudge, said, but it made big old pieces in it, 9 by 13, and it was heavy. Well, when I make it for parties, when I'm having a big crowd here, I put it in like a cookie sheet, and it makes it thinner in little pieces. Because when you've got everything like that, you want the pieces small, because usually I have a bunch of kids, and they'll, as my daddy'd say, they get too much and waste. So I put it in like a cookie sheet and make it thin and cut the pieces little. That way they want more, they can get 2. But when you pour it in here, it's going to be a big old thick piece. But when it's just a few family members, we can put it in here and cut it in little pieces. I mean, yeah, big thick pieces, but cut them small. You can see it's already.
So I took that whole jar. It's already turned into peanut butter fudge.
Yeah. And
Got more, Mama.
This doesn't call for flavoring. A lot of them does, and But this one recipe that's Granny's, it never has.
Did you burnt yourself?
I kind of stuck my finger too far.
You ready to pour? You want to put something under this, a towel or something, Mama?
I've got that bad. Oh, under that one.
Another thing, when you pour this up, you don't want to mess with it. You know how you're tempted to smooth and make it? That's not this. You want to just put it in there and leave it. Whatever it pours up is what it pours up. Mama's going to put a towel under it. And I'm going to do the honors of pouring up.
Well, you're so kind and sweet.
Here, you scoop and I'll pour.
Okay.
So you don't want to do all this action after you
Used
get
to,
it
I
pulled
beat
up.
and beat, but it will eventually set.
So once you pour it in here, this is what all you want to do. You don't want to smooth and start messing with it too much, because if you do, you're just going to gum it up.
You want this spoon?
I'm going to let you do it, Mama.
Ooh. No, I'm not going to.
That's good.
You can lick the kill.
I'll take care of the scraps.
You'll take care of it.
We about got them all out anyway. So you don't want to mess with it now. Just leave it alone.
Clean it up here. I've got it.
If you're going to do anything, just shake it down.
I got all that down pretty good.
Just shake it down a little bit. But see, it's already setting up on top. So if you touch that, you're going to have a big scuff mark. You can already tell, even when I shook it there. So like those little globs there, that's just part of homemade candy. Because it's already getting a glaze on it. And when you touch it, you'll have a big scuff mark. It looks much better to just leave it alone. And that is... You okay, Mama? Mm-hmm. I didn't know what she was doing. That is Granny Fudge. And it's Mama Fudge. Mama's made it this way my whole life. Granny made it this way. And there it is. That is delicious peanut butter fudge. So to recap, I'll read the recipe to you one more time. Some of y'all would be wanting to write it down. It's not hard to write down either. You get you a good thick bottom kettle or boiler or whatever y'all call them. We call this right here a kettle or a pot. Just get you a good. See how this one's got a thicker bottom on it. It's got that steel. You want something that's not going to let you scorch your sugar. You put in 6 cups of sugar, a dash of salt, 1 large can of evaporated milk. You boil that together until it forms a hard ball or a medium ball. Mama don't do the hard ball exactly. In cold water. Then you add 1 stick of butter. Just say she brought it over here. You've seen her put a whole stick of butter. 16-ounce jar of peanut butter, and you stir that until it's cool. Stir until cooled. I don't think we let it cool. And then we pour it in a buttered dish, and you add nuts if you want on top. And that's it. That's all you have to do, folks. And you, between the time that she took it over there cold, the cream and the sugar, and put it on the stove, it took it about 14 minutes before it started boiling on our stove. And then once it starts boiling, you just want it to boil till it forms that soft ball in the... come over here, Mama, and let's say good night. I hear you scratching over there.
Oh, you just didn't want me to make
I didn't want you making that noise.
Make attention.
Yeah, it was getting on my nerves.
I used to stand and beat and stuff, but if you cook it to that ball stage and get it up, this may not cut right now, but in a little bit it'll cool down and it'll cut. Because once it hits especially if you put it in colder container, it chills faster.
This is just an Pyrex dish, and there it is, folks. It's so good, and it will last for several days, and it's still soft. It's not hard. You don't want to overboil it. That's the thing. If you've got it, if it's coming out hard every time, you're boiling it too long.
What did I do?
I don't know.
The oven's making a noise.
So that is Granny Fudge. So try it. Maybe you can try it today. If you've got the ingredients, it's not hard at all.
Just sugar and peanut butter and cream.
And that's it. Peanut butter and cream and
If you
butter.
want nuts, you need nuts for
And
it.
butter.
I don't like nuts in the peanut butter because, to me, when I put nuts in it, it's not like her fudge.
Right. Granny never did put nuts in it.
She didn't.
But you could, or I've even seen people place walnuts on top of it for a walnut to be in the center of every piece.
To look good. It's pretty there.
And another thing you can do is you can make up chocolate icing and put icing on it, and it's good that way too. But right here is all we do. Just plain old fudge, plain old peanut butter fudge.
No marshmallow cream, no extra stuff, no chips of no kind.
No nothing. So that's it for this.
Yeah.
Mama might make chocolate. If she does, we'll show you that. But she's about talked herself out of chocolate since we've got all this other stuff, and she's trying to be diabetical friendly.
I said, you know what? I have to go to the doctor Monday.
That's awful, isn't it?
That's the exact same word I said. What a cruel punishment.
It's like, was you good over the weekend? You be here
Sure.
Monday morning, and we'll see.
Sure. I had lost a little weight, but I won't have a good report this time, I'll tell you
You
that.
probably will. They probably won't check your A1C again, so
No, not this close.
you might be able to get by with it, Mama, if you do good Sunday evening.
The A1C is not going to be checked. That's the only thing that's on my side. I've got to February to get it back down.
That's right. So, folks, y'all have a good night. Find you something good to eat. Make you some Granny Fudge. And someone asked about putting chocolate in this. Could you add chocolate to this, Mama?
You probably could.
Put cocoa in it while it's boiling?
Well, you got to mix cocoa and sugar and stuff together.
So you mix the cocoa and the sugar together before you...
It'd be chocolate.
No, it would be
Unless
chocolate.
you made a little batch of chocolate and kind of mixed it, they do that.
Do a marble. That would be
Yeah.
pretty. It's
But
yours.
like I
do
said-
it however you want to. Do it whatever you think sounds good, and that will be good. So, but this is what we love. This is Granny Fudge, and it'll cool down in a few minutes, and we'll eat it, and we'll be ready to go, won't we, Mama?
Oh, yes.
So until next time, we'll say, y'all find you something good to eat, make you some memories. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.